How a case gets to the Supreme Court. So there's the original jurisdiction way, where if the Supreme Court has original jurisdiction, it goes directly there, and they're actually like the trial court. That is where the case is between two U.S. states. It's between the federal government and the state. It's if you have a court case between ministers and councils and vice councils or ambassadors, that goes directly to the Supreme Court. Or if it's between a state and another citizen of another state, or between aliens, it goes directly to the Supreme Court. Now, most of the cases come from so appeals could be either from a lower Supreme Court, state Supreme Court, or federal appeals court. Parties who are not satisfied with the decision of a lower court must petition the U.S. Supreme Court to hear the case. The primary means to petition the court for review is to ask it to grant a writ of certiorari. This is a request that the Supreme Court order a lower court to send up the record of the case for review. The court is usually not under any obligation to hear these cases. It usually only does so if the case could have a national significance, might harmonize conflicting decisions in the federal courts, and or have precedential value. It takes 4 votes to grant a writ of certiorari, and sometimes it takes 5 votes to do a stay, like a stay for an execution. In fact, the court accepts about 100 to 150 or more of the 8,000 cases it receives on a yearly basis. So there's 8,000 petitions, and then the court only accepts 100 to 150. Typically, the court hears cases that have been decided either in an appropriate U.S. District of Appeals or the highest state Supreme Court. And they look at, is this a constitutional issue? They look at, is there disagreement between 2 appeals courts? Is it national significance? And so we're seeing a lot that there are harmonizing conflicts between the federal courts. We're seeing a lot of those cases. But again, most of them are on appeal, and they are not original jurisdiction. Appeals are about 95% of the cases that get to the Supreme Court out of that 100, 150.